I woke up to the sound of silence. The cars were cutting like knives in a fist fight. And I found you with a bottle of wine, your head in the curtains, and heart like the 4th of July. You swore and said we are not shining stars. This I know, I never said we are. Though I've never been through hell like that, I've closed enough windows to know you can never look back. If you're lost and alone, or you're sinking like a stone, carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground. Carry on. Carry on, carry on. So I met up with some friends at the edge of the night, at a bar off 75. And we talked and talked about how our parents will die, all our neighbors and wives. But I'd like to think I can cheat it all to make up for the times I've been cheated on. And it's nice to know when I was left for dead, I was found and I don't know these streets. I am not the ghost you ought to be. If you're lost and alone, know you're sinking like a stone. Carry on. May your past be the sound of your feet upon the ground, and carry on. After all, they are mine. Lay your clothes down on the floor. Close the door, hold the phone, show me how. No one's ever gonna stop us
Hi, again, my name is Katrina Watts, principal of Guam High School, home of the Panthers.
Tell me about the most influential people in your life and how they impacted you.
Ooh, there are several. I'll first start with my mother. My mother was a single mom of 3. She worked 3 jobs, put all of us through school, and so that gave me my drive and determination to work and go to school. I would have to say Miss Rebecca Cabine, Dr. Dan Sims. Those were previous administrators who inspired me in education. Also Dr. Wanda Bradley was another administrator. Miss Delphine Johnson, a lifelong sister and friend, and my children. Their life and seeing how they've turned out. So those are some people, just to name a few, who've inspired me and keep me going.
Would you say they encouraged you to be who you are today with your personality, but also your work
Yes.
ethic as well?
Yes, my mom definitely with my personality and work ethic. She's very even-keeled. She's a nurse, she's very patient, and she works very hard. For education, Miss Rebecca Cabine, she was my assistant principal years ago. She inspired me to go in administration. Dr. Wanda Bradley told me that I should leave Kentucky if I wanted to go into administration, and I did. And so I credit her for where I am today, and as well as Dr. Dan Anthony Sims, who's now superintendent. He was my assistant principal in Fulton County, and he encouraged me as well.
Of course, my mom. She's the reason that I've traveled so much and explored it. She encouraged me to adventure and all that, so that's great. But really, it's this fella named Tommy Richardson who got me into rugby. My dad had recently passed away, and he had me come out to rugby practice. I fell in love with it, taught me, all the thing. I played it until I was 50. I started when I was 17. I played it until I was 50. But it taught me honor, respect, hard work, commitment, sacrifice, teamwork, camaraderie, all those good things I think of myself. But yeah, I always say that I'm the way I am because I played rugby, I didn't play rugby because of the way I am, if that makes any sense.
Do you think that being part of a team like that is like some sort of a chosen family and like
Oh yeah.
helped you
Oh, definitely.
navigate?
Yeah, rugby became my family for sure. They still are. A lot of them still are.
I would say the most influential people in my life are probably those who are just a little bit older than me, who know what's coming next for me and give me the best ways to handle it and move forward and whatnot. But I also think the most influential people in my life is kind of my closest friends, because they're there while I'm growing, while I'm moving forward, and while I'm learning new things about how to handle relationships and whatnot. So I'm really appreciative of them and the people before me.
The most influential people in my life would probably be my mom and my dad, just because they've always done a very good job of setting an example, and I think they did a very good job of letting me make my own mistakes and then guiding me along the way. And they've always been my #1 supporters throughout everything, sports, school, extracurriculars. So I just love you, Mom and Dad.
The most influential people in my life would probably have to be my mom, my dad, Nurse Slim, and Miss Sodaville. They all impacted me on telling me how I should deal with everything else in the world, and also not let people get in your way. You just have to keep fighting no matter what.
Most influential? I mean, of course, I'd say everyone in my family again. They've shown me hard work, shown me that the right way to do things. I would not be able to work as hard as I do today. I wouldn't be able to be who I am today without them.
The most influential people in my life would have to be my dad and my mom. My dad, because he'd always push me to become a better person than I would be, and I would always strive to be the best version of him. I purposely chose my dad because he's the type of man to push you even though you don't want to be better than yourself, or even if you want to give up, he's there to keep you going forward. And then my mom is always there to provide the love and support that our family needs. I don't think I'd be the same person I would be without my mom or my dad, and I want to put most of my success in their hands.
So the most influential people that I've had in my life were probably my parents and my cousins. Ever since I've been old enough to understand my cousin, I've always wanted to be like them, say the same things they wanted to say, really kind of shape my character in a way. My parents, they've always been pushing me to do the right thing, and it's really helped me get forward in life, so definitely influential.
Probably my family, my mom and my dad and my 2 sisters. Probably been the most supportive ever since entering high school. My mom and my dad, especially dealing with probably me being hard-headed and stubborn, but still always being supportive.
The most influential people in my life are my family, like my mom, my dad, and my siblings, and also my teammates. They're just always there for me, whenever I need help, or if I'm stuck between making decisions. They always know the right words to say, and it just keeps me going.
The most influential people in my life was probably my grandpa. He passed away, but I would see him as my role model. He just always showed me how to stay positive and share that positive feeling with other people.
The most influential people in my life are my parents. They've impacted me because they've supported me throughout my life, and they made me the person I am today.
The most influential people in my life are my parents. They've always encouraged me to do whatever my heart desired, and when I'm working towards something, they're always there cheering me on, no matter how the outcome is to the situation.
Two of the most influential people in my life were my grandfather. His name was Carl Thomas. He was raised in the South, but by the time I knew him, we were living in St. Louis, Missouri. And the reason he was most influential, first, he raised me, but my grandfather was a gentle soul. He was a man that very rarely spoke, and when he did, people listened. And so I learned from him how to be a person of action. He always told us that your actions speak louder than your words, and he was a man that lived by that. And he always showed up when he said he would show up, and he always held people in high regard until they showed themselves to not be deserving of that. So I learned civility from him. The second person that was really influential, I met as an adult, as a teacher in Dodea, and her name is Dr. Karen Foster Ellis, and we worked together in Europe. And Miss Ellis, or Dr. Ellis, helped me better understand that none of us should judge anyone else. We all have our own stories, and our stories create who we are and our realities, and you never know what someone's been through, so you should always treat people with kindness and respect. So between the two people, I think I carry with me that I like to love on students in a way where they know that, hey, I'm looking out for you because I don't know what you've been through, but I want today to be the best day today can be for you. And that's why they are two of the most influential people for me.
Reflect growing up as a military child. How do you think it affected you?
How it affected me? Well, being a military child, usually you move a lot, but in my case it was a little different. Typically you're supposed to move every 3 years on orders, but for me I got stuck in one place for 12 years. So, but I still got the experience of moving. So being a military child, I watched friends move and come in, so I had to adapt and make new friends, watch old friends leave. And then when I moved, I got the experience of being the new kid again, and especially because I moved right into starting high school. It was a different experience not going into high school with friends that I already knew. And then coming to Guam, it was difficult because it was kind of hard to make friends at the beginning because I got here during my junior year, and everyone had already made enough friends to last them through high school that getting into social groups was harder. But being a military child, it's tough, but it's helped me become tougher. I'm able to adapt to different situations, and I'm able to just kind of go with the flow now, so I'm good with whatever.
So I definitely think it's made me handle adversity and change better. You know, of course, no high schooler or middle schooler likes changing schools very much because you leave your friends and everything. But I definitely think, you know, as I get older and as I've gotten older, I've appreciated it more.
When you move to a new place, a lot as a military child, and you move to like completely new places where you know nobody, it's a completely new place, you don't know the place, and you have to like walk up to people and make new friends with people you never met. And a lot of people in there probably already know each other, so it's pretty hard to make friends. And so I think that made me a more sociable person, able to interact with people more.
How many places have you lived?
A lot. I lost count. It could be 15, 20, but a lot of places.
So growing up as a military child, it just like let me meet a whole bunch of different people and just experience their different cultures around the world, and just the fact that I could travel was just something I always wanted to do. So,
what has been your favorite place to travel to?
My favorite place to travel to is here in Guam, because like it has all my family and like friends here.
My favorite place to travel to has probably been, I gotta say, even though like when I get there, it doesn't feel like the best, it's gotta be Philippines, you know? Because like a lot of the time I'm not able to really see that side of my family, so yeah, I think it's really important to see both sides of my family, mom and dad, so yeah, the Philippines definitely. I've created like a lot of memories going there, and it's just been something that like I really can't like just forget. It's definitely been a big part of me.
You're the one who's in the middle.
I think definitely would have been Hawaii, where I was before here. I had definitely some really good memories there, and a lot of scenic views were very nice, and especially with a family and where I lived, I had a lot of friends there.
Was the transition from Hawaii to here, what was that like for you?
Definitely was hard, just like every other place moving, leaving friends, especially all the memories. But I feel like once I transitioned here, definitely got into things and really kind of settled down.
Japan. I went all over Japan a little bit, so it was a cool experience.
Do you have a favorite thing that you experienced there?
Overall, it was really just the culture. I really like how like their whole country is set up. It's like really different from America, and it's like just a whole different experience. Like you get a whole different perspective of life living there in my eyes. So
I would say my favorite place to travel to is Japan because I like going to Disney and Universal Studios, and also Coco's Curry is the best place to eat at in Japan. So yeah.
My favorite place to travel to was Greece. I got to go there during the summer between 8th grade and freshman year, and I just had a lot of fun.
What type of stuff did you get to do there?
We got to go on a cruise ship, and we got to go around to different islands, and we got to go there like early in the mornings and experience different food and culture.
Tell any high school memory.
High school memory? Oh boy, Lau, that's looking real far back. Let's see. I had two best friends in high school, Kaylin and Mary Beth, and we went everywhere together, and we are still friends today.
Where do they live now?
Kaylin, they both live in Texas. One lives in Austin and one lives in Houston. And we video chat about every other week for an hour and just keep up with each other. And then sometimes we go on vacations together. About once every 5 years, we'll go somewhere together and have fun.
Miss Boswell, I forget, she either was homecoming queen or prom queen or something. Anyways, when I was a freshman, she kissed me in art class. She was an upperclassman, and I hyperventilated and pretty near passed out.
Is that in a good way or a bad way?
Uh-huh.
Is that in a good way or a bad way?
Well, no, I mean, I was shy, so
okay.
so she and she kissed me totally because she knew I was shy, and but I don't think she thought I'd almost pass out.
High school memory, I was a part of FBLA, and we drove one day on the school bus. This is when school buses were not air conditioned. We drove all the way to Atlanta to participate and compete in the competition. Stayed overnight. That was my first time having a high school trip away for FBLA, and we had a great time.
Could you explain a little what FBLA is?
So FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America. And this was a class in high school, kind of like our career pathways that we have now at Guam High School, where we took business classes. That's actually how I learned how to type. Miss Davis was my typing instructor, and she taught me how to type. Actually won the competition when we went there. And so we took those classes. If we were going into business, or pursue something post-secondary in business, and so those were courses that we took.
Oh, any high school memory? I would say, I think the most memorable would have to be soccer. Soccer, I really enjoy soccer. I think ever since freshman year, like, I was able to build up friendships, and then junior year also that as well. Senior year, I know maybe it wasn't like the best year for me, but it was really fun with friends especially. I remember during my junior year, I I played soccer in jeans. Very fun.
My favorite high school memory is probably when we went to Far East for cross country my freshman year. It was a really fun experience, and we got to have fun with other schools and race with them, and yeah, it was really fun.
Where did you go that year?
We went to Misawa, Japan.
I think my favorite high school memory would be the Guam High School music concerts, because I would play piano for like band or jazz band or choir, or even performing my own song, and there were so many good musicians, great musicians, so much wonderful music. Definitely one of my favorite memories.
How long have you been playing music?
For about as long as I can remember.
If you could fly anywhere for free, where would you go?
I'd probably go to Connecticut because that's where all my friends and family live, and that's where I grew up.
Maybe unpopular opinion, but space. I think being able to look back on Earth and see billions of people, every living thing on Earth, literally Earth, is just cool. But New Orleans is cool too.
I would totally go to the Netherlands. I've wanted to go to the Netherlands for probably 4 years of my life now. It's beautiful, the weather is absolutely amazing. I'm a very overcast and rainy type person, so I really love that it's pretty much always overcast and rainy there. And I've heard that the people are just amazing, and Dutch food is really nice. And I've heard that Dutch language is actually pretty easy to learn, and the culture there is just so rich and vibrant, so yeah.
I'd go to Alaska.
Did you live there before?
No, but I went there last summer and I didn't get to fight a grizzly bear, so I need another chance.
Do you think playing sports helps people work better as a team?
Of course it does. If it's only one person, it'll take more. It's gonna take more than one person to ever get things done, get a job done. Or it's best to work with a team, because if you work with a team, it'll get your job will be much more better, more successful.
I definitely think it does. When I started out playing sports, my first sport was baseball, and at first I thought it was more about an individual, like you perform how you would individually, and that would come as a team. But in reality, you need to know how your teammates play and have them learn off of you also, so that when you have synergy, it's a more fluid, competitive process, and you become a stronger team as a whole.
Yeah, for sure. I played sports all my life, and for one, it just helps social skills in general, because you're meeting up with different people, you're learning about new ideas, different people from all over, and especially on Guam, it helps because everyone is so different being a military child. So when you're working as a team in a sports setting, you all are going for one goal. So it helps you collaborate in whatever you do.
Being on a team, well, I never took myself as a sporty person, but ever since I joined sports like cross country and track, it's really like opened up my worldview. It's taught me discipline, and I learned skills that I never thought I would learn before.
Do you notice that the skills you learn while on a team in sports has translated to other parts of your life as well?
Yes, I believe so. It's helped me work better with people, and sports have really like contributed to who I am today as a person.
I think that being a part of the soccer team in school and outside of school has impacted me in a positive way, because it's kind of like a second family, and if I ever need help, I know that my teammates will be there for me, and we're just always there to support each other no matter what.
Tell me about the most influential people. If you had to write a book tomorrow, what would you write about?
Probably about this past trip that I took to California. It really opened my eyes about traveling and just being in touch with nature and being a minimalist. I've tried to cut down on a lot of my life because of this trip, because I just see the beauty in having little and trying to reconnect with the earth.
When did you go to California?
This summer in, I think, July, and it was through August, so yeah.
Do you think doing that before your senior year really helped you this year?
It actually did. It really did, because I feel a lot more encouraged to get through the rest of my high school career and move on to life, and where I didn't have what I was going to do later on in my life, I finally understand that maybe it just has something to do with reconnecting with people around me and just Mother Earth while I still have the chance.
I would write about how my life changed when I lived practically my whole life for 16 years in Puerto Rico, my home. And then when I came here to Guam for the first time. It's my first station here. The change was very impactful for me. I went from public schools to private schools and a whole new system of education, sports, a lot of opportunities. So I'm very thankful that I'm here. Guam has helped me on searching for opportunities, friends, sports, and thanks to the school and Guam, I think I have a better future. And I have found colleges with scholarships and all that.
If I were to be remembered for one thing, I think I would want to be remembered for smiling and laughing a lot. I don't like people seeing the, I guess, sadder or angrier side of myself, and I'd rather everybody remember me by me being joyful, me being happy, me laughing, bringing laughter. So that's one thing I want to be remembered by.
Skimming from the top, that damn helium balloon from last year still refuses to pop. They asked her what the plan was. It's really simple math. She's hungry to distraction. I is better hanging high. I want a new icon. 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 She rounded out her edges to be soft and diffuse. That damn helium balloon from last year still hasn't found a better use. The second toe went numb. She kicked the grizzly slush. She's tallying a list of terrible things she doesn't need to buy until you die. 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 And I want a new icon. 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 I want a new icon.
back and give your 18-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Okay. All right. 18. Don't be full of yourself. You're not as cool as you think you are. And if you're in private, be full of yourself because you are pretty cool. But basically what it's mean is don't be a jerk to people, but be confident in yourself.
If you could go back and give your 14-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Just to have more confidence in yourself and to not worry about the little things, because it really is not going to matter in like 3 years.
Yes, things happen for a reason, but it's okay for things to not happen for a reason. And take every opportunity you can, and you will make mistakes, but things will get better.
The advice I would give myself would probably be to not let other people judge you. Like, who cares what anyone says? Just be yourself. That's just the key. Be true to yourself, be true to who you are.
I tell my 14-year-old self to stop taking everything so seriously and chill out.
Do you have any big differences of your personality between then and now that has to do with that?
Between my 14-year-old self?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I was a little boy. Now I'm mellow.
I'd probably give my 14-year-old self, I'd probably tell him to do a lot more activities. You know, you're only here for basically 4 years. It's best you probably spread out, doing fun activities, joining a lot of clubs, doing a lot of sports, instead of like just cramming it all into just 1 year.
Is that what you've done this year?
Yeah, I should have done more things.
What all did you do?
Well, I mean, I did football and then probably just joined like an esports club. I think I could have like probably done everything for like arts and spent time with my sister maybe, but yeah.
If I could go back and give my 14-year-old self one piece of advice, I would probably, I'm gonna be honest, I probably already know this, but I'm very dramatic, and I probably would have gone back and told my 14-year-old self that it was not that deep and I could chill out a little bit in high school, kind of take everything pretty seriously.
Do you notice you're still that way, or have you noticed any changes since 14?
I would like to say I've chilled out. I would ask Molly, she probably knows me better than I do. But yeah, I feel like it's mellowed a little bit.
One piece of advice I would give my 14-year-old self is don't let anyone ever be fall behind or let anyone just treat you like you're not a special little kid.
I would tell myself to take it easy, not stress about it too much, and just go for it, and not look at every little detail in an assignment, and just live life during high school.
Have you found yourself to be really like particular and stressing out about the small things?
Absolutely. If I see like one thing, like a folded piece of paper or like something that's wrong, I'm gonna stress over it, and it's not gonna even matter because it's just the paper.
Do you think you'll take that and like throughout college and general life stuff?
Absolutely, because I'm becoming a chef, all the little things are going to matter because it's just cooking in general.
Is there anything you wish you had done differently in the last 4 years?
I definitely would try to be more responsible with my assignments, and then especially with this year I would most likely change like my attendance. And also like my friend group, my friend group from my junior year and my senior year were probably like the best ones that I've had ever, so I would probably try and stick with them if I knew them my freshman year, so yeah.
Do you think with age you learn to like pick better people? Like is that how that happened?
Definitely. There have been people where I've come across them throughout these 4 years, and I definitely learned what I like and what I don't like in people, and also seeing those people, it learned like what I could do better about myself too as well.
What did you think you were going to be growing up?
Batman.
Any elaboration?
The city needs me.
What I wanted to be growing up as a kid, I wanted to be president because every morning when I get up for school, my mom always say, "You're smart, you're beautiful, you're awesome, and one day you're going to be president." And I guess I just took that to heart.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a marine biologist, and right now it is not looking like that. Because originally, when we first moved here, I was telling myself, I was like, hey, UOG has a really good marine biology program, it's like one of the best. So I really thought I was going to be set on marine biology, and then I realized that once I moved from here the first time, it wasn't going to happen. So now I'm enlisting into the Coast Guard, and we're going to see where it goes from there.
I thought I was going to be an NBA player because I used to play basketball all the time when I was younger, but now that's not what I'm going to be, so yeah.
Do you have a more clear plan of what you want to be now?
It's either cutting hair or getting into mechanics.
Do you already practice some of that now?
Yeah, I do. The mechanics part, not the haircut part.
Do you want to talk a little bit about that, like what you do with mechanics, or what you have done so far?
I've done like exhaust systems, oil changes, changing my filters, and all the like required maintenance and stuff like that. That's basically it.
I thought I would be a veterinarian. I really liked helping animals, and I just like being with animals.
Is that the same as what you still want to do, or has that changed?
It has changed. Still in like somewhat in the medical field, but now I would want to be a nurse.
Awesome. Are you going to college?
Yes.
Do you know where?
I'm staying here, going to the University of Guam for 2 years maybe, and I'm going to try to get into the nursing program, and then if it doesn't work out, then I will try to apply somewhere else.
What occupations would you like to try?
I want to do something math related. You know, my dad's an engineer, and I've always been pretty good at math. You know, there's a lot of math jobs out there, and it also pays really well, so I think it's a good choice to do something math related.
I'd like to try either welder or go into the IT field.
What about that interests you?
Welding, that was fun, and I got real good at it real quick. And IT is because I'm more technologically inclined with computers. It's easy.
Since starting high school, I've wanted to be a doctor, but now that I've taken classes with coding and 3D designing, I'd say somewhat interested in those, but as I still think I'll go for being a doctor as my pathway.
Do you think you'll try to find something that blends the two together?
Yeah, I think my current profession kind of does that, which is what I'm aiming for, really.
I'd like to be an anthropologist.
What does that entail?
It's the study of human beings. I think that's kind of cool. So.
Do you have like a plan to get there so far?
I'm probably gonna major in anthropology in college, and then just go on from there. Maybe work in a museum or something.
After school, I'd like to try nursing and becoming a travel nurse so I can travel around and take care of people.
Are you taking any nurse classes right now?
Not right now, but I plan to at UOG.
Do you have any like nurse relatives and stuff that you've looked up to and stuff like that?
Yeah, I have a couple aunties that are nurses, and they've helped me out throughout my journey of wanting to become a nurse, and they're my inspirations.
I would try teaching because I babysit a lot and I'm always around children, and I feel like that's where I would be.
Tell a childhood story.
Ooh, a childhood story. I can remember when I was younger, my mother packed my brothers and I in the back of her small white Mustang, and we had this orange blanket, which I still have today, and we drove from Georgia all the way to Palaca, Florida, to my uncle's restaurant for a weekend getaway.
My favorite childhood memory would be going to Saipan with my whole family just to go see my great grandma.
What did you like about it there?
Just like being with my whole family, going to like different places. I remember specifically we would go to this like one water park, and we would like go to the store and buy like ice cookie and a whole bunch of snacks.
My favorite childhood memory is when I was in Savannah, Georgia. I was walking in the marshes and I fell onto an oyster shell, and which that hurt for like a couple hours. I got patched up. We walked back to the car and I found a baby sea turtle, and I picked it up and I dragged it to the ocean, and hopefully I saved it. So.
Do you remember how that made you feel?
It made me feel happy because I still remember it. It's no longer like a pain to me, I guess.
Puff. Like my liver failed on me, so my whole body was buffed, like not just normal buff, like some kind of allergies. Almost died, but survived. I'm right here. I was like 10 years old, and then bit by a dog, got rabies, almost died. I was in the position where my mouth was bubbling. I was losing conscious. I survived.
That's your favorite childhood memory? Is almost dying?
Oh, wait, no.
Favorite childhood memory.
Wait, restart. Me learning how to swim, cause that's when I almost drowned, and that's when I learned how to swim. Yes, and then the fun part about that, when I was swimming under the water, was there was a man doing this with his child like this, and then like grasped on his arm, and then the dude was like, whoa. He was so surprised. I looked like a monkey swimming.
So that's how you learned how to swim. You had to.
Yes.
You had to drown first.
Yes, I had. So for those people who doesn't know how to swim, drown first. Don't die though.
That's some sort of metaphor in there, but yes. I can't find it. Cool. Good job.
My favorite childhood memory would be when I was like 4 or 5, something like that, and I was home alone with my dad, and my mom came home from work, and she asked me what I had for lunch, and I told her that I had brownies for lunch, and she got really mad at my dad.
Well, one that's really stuck with me for a while, I don't know why I did it. When I was living in the States, I lived in a cul-de-sac, which is kind of like a circle area, and it was mainly on a slope, so some of the things that my friends and I did is we rode bikes down that, or we rode scooters down that. One of our craziest ideas was to push recycling cans down it. So we came up with the dumbest idea ever to have one of us get inside a recycling can and have the other one push it down the hill.
Oh, probably when me and my okay, so it was raining in Guam. I was living in Guam, and when I was like 5 years old, and one day me and my brother went outside when it was raining, and we took a boat and we took it down to our driveway, and we were just letting it sail in the water. Yeah, the water. And then we got in trouble for it, so and then we sang rain, go away just so we could go back outside to play with our boats. So yeah, I think that's my favorite.
How does seeing seniors graduate each year affect you?
I hate when my seniors graduate. Oh, no, I'm happy for you though. Go out and do something wonderful with your life, and enjoy it. Remember to enjoy it along the way.
And then lastly, do you have a favorite childhood memory?
My favorite childhood memory is camping. Okay, my family I like to go into the mountains and go camping. And so that always stuck with me because I love nature. I love doing things outside, especially when cold weather. Not really so much out in the heat, but camping is my favorite childhood memory.
How does seeing seniors graduate each year affect you?
Well, I'm happy for all of them. I'm jealous because y'all are going to go have great adventures. You know, everything, a lot of things are going to be new for you, so you got all these new experiences that you're going to experience, and then you got these harsh realities that are going to hit you in the face. So I'm happy for everyone. Some seniors I'm very happy to see graduate. Some I'm sad and wish they'd hang out for a while, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And lastly, what is your favorite childhood memory?
How long do you have? I had a great childhood. I got 1,000 stories, but I guess making hay forts up in the hay mow with my friend Mark, swimming up at the pond with my buddies, pheasant hunting with my stepdad. Yeah, those are pretty good memories. Yeah.
Do you remember your first day of kindergarten or any earliest memory of school? And tell the story and or the feelings versus then and now.
I definitely remember my first day of kindergarten. I was really, really scared that my parents were going to leave, and they did. And I vividly remember that my teacher gave me this coloring sheet, and I was so upset that I crumpled it up and scribbled all over it. And I remember my mom still loved it, and she put it on the fridge. I think I have it somewhere still.
My first day of kindergarten, I definitely remember, I don't think I cried. I do remember wearing, like, we had school uniform, so it was a white long sleeve with khaki shorts and sneakers, and then I wore this, what is it called? It's a navy headband, and I remember taking a picture with my dad, and I was really nervous. I don't know if they could tell, but I think my first day went well, and from there I just saw the world as like something that was good. So from between then and now, it's definitely harder now, and I think that's affected me a lot because it's very scary, and I was very young and naive.
My earliest school memory, my mom tells me this story so often that I'm pretty sure it's a memory at this point. In preschool, we had at the end of preschool, like the last thing in preschool, they had this presentation. It was like a talent show, but it was like the whole class. And my mom arrived to the preschool presentation, and we started doing it, and it was a bunch of dances. We started doing it, and apparently I had decided I was running the show. Mid-show, I stopped them and was like, no, we should do this song. We should do this one next. So at the early age of whatever age I was in preschool, I took over the world. It was great. It was wonderful. I ran the preschool production.
I'm so cold.
All the outtakes are just gonna be with Molly.
You know, for real, it's so Molly.
Need to get the Running Man out. I can't do the Running Man.
Do you have any favorite nostalgia items or shows or anything like that that you remember and still like?
Yes, of course. My mom calls me an organized pack rat because I keep so many things, because like sentimental stuff, like thinking of material things, I have a box at her house right now that has like the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, the Build-A-Bear in that box because my older sister got that for me, and I'm obsessed with both her and Beauty and the Beast. So, and then I would say I have like birthday cards and just little notes that my friends write me and stuff that I love. And then from growing up, I would say like anything Disney Channel, like Good Luck Charlie, I can't think of anything right now, but just everything with Disney Channel is nostalgic for me. And trips to Disney.
If I could say a few words to the seniors, I would be like, thank you. Thank you so much for allowing me to be your principal, to have a part in your life and peek into your high school events and be there for you. I have appreciated getting to know each and every one of you and to see your growth and to bear witness to see that you are going to be great students, great soldiers, sailors, airmen, businessmen, businesswomen, entrepreneurs, homemakers, but whatever you're going to do, you're going to be wonderful in it. My one word of advice is to just keep swimming, just keep going, and enjoy.